What if I told you that one of the trendiest drinks on earth was once consumed almost exclusively by Japanese monks sitting in silence for hours? Today, matcha is everywhere. Influencers are posting bright green lattes. Cafes are charging premium prices for it. Celebrities swear by it. And millions of people who never cared about tea are suddenly obsessed. But why? Why has a centuries-old powdered tea exploded into a global phenomenon almost overnight? Is matcha actually healthier, or is it just another social media trend? And how did a drink once used for meditation become a status symbol carried around in aesthetic coffee cups? The answer is a fascinating mix of psychology, marketing, culture, and perfect timing. This is the story of why everyone suddenly loves matcha. Long before matcha became a TikTok sensation, it was deeply connected to Japanese culture. The story begins nearly 1,000 years ago when Buddhist monks discovered that drinking powdered green tea helped them stay focused during long hours of meditation. Unlike regular tea, where leaves are steeped and discarded, matcha is made by grinding entire tea leaves into a fine powder. When you drink matcha, you're consuming the whole leaf. For centuries, matcha remained closely tied to traditional Japanese tea ceremonies, where preparing and drinking tea became an art form centered around mindfulness, discipline, and respect. For hundreds of years, matcha was relatively unknown outside Japan. Most people around the world preferred coffee, black tea, or soft drinks. Then something changed. Around the 2010s, health-conscious consumers began searching for alternatives to sugary beverages and energy drinks. At the same time, wellness culture was exploding online. People wanted foods and drinks that felt natural, healthy, and premium. Matcha arrived at exactly the right moment. One of the biggest reasons matcha became popular is its reputation as a healthier source of energy. Coffee gives many people a rapid burst of energy followed by a crash. Matcha contains caffeine too, but it also contains an amino acid called L-theanine. This combination creates a different experience. Many drinkers describe it as calm energy, sustained focus, and less jitteriness. Whether these effects are dramatic or subtle depends on the individual, but the perception matters. In a world where people are constantly looking for better productivity and wellness, matcha positioned itself as the sophisticated alternative to coffee. But health benefits alone don't create global trends. If they did, countless healthy foods would dominate social media. Matcha succeeded because it looked different. The bright green color made it instantly recognizable. In a social media world filled with photos and videos, appearance matters. A matcha latte stands out immediately when scrolling through a feed. It looks fresh, unique, and premium. The color itself became part of the product's identity. Then came the influence of social media. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube transformed matcha from a drink into a lifestyle. Influencers posted morning routines featuring carefully prepared matcha. Aesthetic cafes designed beautiful green drinks specifically for social media. Millions of viewers saw matcha associated with productivity, self-care, fitness, and success. The drink was no longer just tea. It became a symbol. And this is where psychology takes over. Human beings naturally copy behaviors they see from people they admire. When influencers, celebrities, athletes, and entrepreneurs started showcasing matcha, audiences began connecting the drink with desirable lifestyles. People weren't only buying matcha because they liked the taste. They were buying what matcha represented: health, discipline, productivity, wellness, sophistication. The cafe industry quickly noticed the trend. Coffee shops around the world began adding matcha lattes, iced matcha drinks, matcha fraps, and matcha desserts to their menus. Suddenly, customers who had never tried traditional tea were ordering matcha because it felt modern and exciting. Businesses loved matcha because it could be sold at premium prices while carrying a reputation of quality and exclusivity. Another factor behind matcha's success is scarcity. High-quality matcha is primarily produced in specific regions of Japan. Because authentic matcha requires specialized farming and processing techniques, premium products can be expensive. Ironically, the higher price often increases its appeal. People frequently associate expensive products with higher quality. The cost itself reinforces the image of matcha as something special. The timing was almost perfect. Consumers were becoming more health conscious. Social media rewarded visually striking products. Wellness culture was booming. Coffee alternatives were gaining popularity. Influencers needed fresh trends to showcase. Matcha sat right at the intersection of all these forces. It wasn't simply lucky. It benefited from a rare moment where culture, psychology, and marketing aligned. But there is another reason matcha continues to grow. Unlike many viral products, it has a genuine story behind it. Its roots stretch back centuries. It carries traditions, rituals, and cultural significance that make it feel authentic. People often crave products with history because history creates meaning. Drinking matcha feels different when you know it was once part of a practice used by monks seeking focus and mindfulness. Today, matcha has evolved far beyond its origins. It appears in ice cream, cakes, cookies, smoothies, energy drinks, and countless cafe creations. Entire businesses have been built around it. Yet despite all the innovation, the core appeal remains surprisingly simple. Matcha offers people something they increasingly want in a fast-moving world: a small ritual. Taking a few minutes to prepare a matcha drink feels intentional. It feels mindful. And that feeling has enormous value. So why does everyone suddenly love matcha? It's not just because of the taste. It's not just because of the health benefits. Matcha became successful because it combined ancient tradition, modern wellness, visual appeal, influencer culture, and smart marketing into one product. In a world constantly searching for the next big trend, matcha wasn't simply another drink. It became a symbol of the lifestyle people wanted to live. And that may be the real secret behind its rise.